Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on DarkSec. I am Dark, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Throwback network on TryHackMe. This is a really cool network. It is as we can see, looks like an 11 machine network that consists of 3 different domains, and we can compromise every single machine here. It's really cool, and it'll teach you the basics, especially if you're new at this. This will teach you the basics of how to compromise a domain, how to use various tools like Empire and Command and Control, along with the various tons and tons of other stuff. And just to give you a peek at everything in here, there's a lot to do here. This is a standalone course on TryHackMe. This is not included with Premium, the subscriber model. You do have to purchase this separately, and that's just because of the hosting costs. Is we keep this really, really cheap. At the time of writing, I want to say that 60 days of access. Oh, I can check the pricing on it. It's not very expensive. It's like $60 or something. And you'll want to double check that because I believe I'm off on that price. It might be even less than that. It's not meant to be expensive. It's meant to give you the educational experience. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into task 1, chapter 1. This video is going to be all of the overview tasks and how to get connected. And I'll go over the layout of the network so that you understand what you're going into. Otherwise, every single video is going to be its own task separately. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the introduction. Throwback is an Active Directory lab that teaches the fundamentals and core concepts of attacking a Windows network. The network simulates a realistic corporate environment that has several attack vectors you would expect to find in today's organizations. The lab uses a structured, handheld approach to guide users through exploiting the network. The use of Windows to manage authentication and user identities in IT infrastructure today is so commonly used. As an aspiring security practitioner, it is crucial to understand how this works and the common network's weaknesses. So here's what we're going to cover in the upcoming sections. We'll talk about phishing and OSINT. I actually wrote a lot of that phishing section, and the template that you have in that is actually one of mine. Offensive PowerShell, Active Directory basics, is we do need to understand the structure if we're going to go through and tackle this. Kerberos abuse, we're going to look at Kerberosing and a bunch of other fun stuff with that. Custom malicious macros, very cool section. That's something that you are going to want to know, especially if you are going to work for a managed service provider, if you're doing phishing. This goes hand in hand with this bit. After Active Directory enumeration and exploitation, we need to find our users so that we can start doing things like password spraying and other things like that. Attacking mail servers, firewall pivoting, C2 frameworks, as I mentioned before, and then abusing cross-domain trust. This network has been designed to have multiple attack paths, and there are multiple ways that you can go about this network. This is a guided experience, and it also has the opportunity to be a black box experience as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit here in just a bit. Accessing the network. To access the network, you will first connect to our network using OpenVPN. This is a mini walkthrough. This is very, very similar to how you actually connected the TryHackMe network. Just in general, if you've connected before, this is very, very similar to that. So the first thing to note, I'm just going to go through the differences with this. You need to go to your access page, which you can access here, and then go over and you'll see that there is a second tab here called Networks. You can download your configuration file here for your network. And if you, as we have more networks that come out, you can go through and select between your different networks that you have access to there. Very easy. And then after that, we can see that everything is very, very similar. So I'll go ahead and mark these as complete, and it's just going to be running OpenVPN with sudo powers. And then you can go back, and if you check on the network information, you should be able to see that you are connected appropriately with the Throwback network. All right, let's go ahead and jump into task 2, which is going to be black box versus white box. So this is what I mentioned earlier, as we have 2 different approaches for this network. So welcome to the Throwback network. Similar to the start of many games, you must choose how to tackle the challenges to come. But fear not, brave adventurer. You may ask for help as you explore or adjust your difficulty at any time. These difficulties come in 2 flavors, black box and white box. And then we have a nice meme about the internet. The black box approach. In the black box approach, only the first few tasks, 1 through 3, matter. Pwn the network and claim your destiny. Claim all of the flags available and gain your certificate. This is something that, at least at the time of recording, this was a work in progress. We're working to make it so that you only have to fill out the flag control panel, which I'll show off here in a little bit. That once you have that filled out, the other tasks just don't matter. And that's all you need to complete. It's showing that you've gone through the entire network and you control everything. The white box approach. So journey with a guide and follow the tasks laid out to you in order. Learn and gain experience, explore the Throwback dungeon, and grow as you progress. Adjust how you travel at any point. Perhaps you want to go forth alone for the next bit. Maybe you wish to rejoin your party. Your path is your own, just have fun on the way. We'll go ahead and mark that as completed and jump into task 3, which is going to be our kill chain. This is just an overview of how everything is put together. So this network has multiple attack paths, some of which are stated here. However, to start from the beginning, follow all the tasks in order. As a beginner, we suggest starting from the top and working your way down. However, every kill chain leads to the same end path. So here you can see we have an overview. We're going to start with tasks 1 through 4, and that's what this video will cover, which is going to be getting you introduced to the Throwback network. Then we're going to talk about Active Directory and PowerShell. We'll exploit the firewall. We'll go into phishing, LL, MNR poisoning, and command and control servers. And then we're going to talk about proxies and pivoting, lateral movement, and then we'll wrap up with our end game. Let's go ahead and mark that as completed, and we'll jump into the last task for this video. So task 4, this is our flag submission panel. By the way, if you ever need to jump between tasks, you can click on this. Depending on the format of the room, this can be a little bit different, just depending on when you're viewing this, just because we do change the room formats a little bit up. But generally speaking, most of the time, this should work just fine for you. This is where you can submit all the flags that you found in the Throwback network. So you can jump back to this at any time and keep submitting flags. Be careful looking through this because it can provide a bunch of spoilers, especially if you are going through and doing this as a, want to do it as a black box experience, so just be aware of that. That being said, that's going to do it for this video. In the next video, we're going to jump into the first task here with content to go through, which is going to be back to basics, talking about the basics of Active Directory. That being said, I will see you guys next time.